Hello once again everyone, and welcome to a special video. Right now, on this day, 1 year ago, I uploaded my first Sid Plays video. It was The Walking Dead Season 1. That's where, way back when, I started doing these gameplay videos, and since then, I've played quite a number of games, had a lot of fun. But that was the start, and it was all thanks to my friend Maurice, or Gold Dayugra, who said, when I said, "Oh, I've got The Walking Dead Season 1, time to play," he said, "Are you going to record that?" I'm like, "Okay," and that's how we started. So yeah, started off with Season 1. Luckily, at that point last year, the full Season 1 had come out, so I did all 5 episodes in not one recording, but in one go sort of thing, going from episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I instantly fell in love with that game. I knew it was going to be a good game. It was like one of the games that's been like, oh, I wanted to play this game. I've really enjoyed the Walking Dead TV series. I wonder what The Walking Dead, the game's going to be like, and it was awesome and made me love Telltale games and stuff like that. It's just so fun playing Lee and discovering that world sort of thing, and making all these tough decisions and living with the consequences. And it had such a great story going through it, and I mean, it was just amazing. And that's sort of like the first episode I recorded. I didn't have the extra story. I had the free copy of the extra story, so yeah, I had the extra story at the top. I didn't really know how to edit, so the screen was small, and that was the screen was small throughout the first 5 episodes, which was the first first 5 parts, which was counted for the first episode of The Walking Dead. Then I figured out how to change the size of the screen in Vegas and managed to make it bigger. That's still a problem today with The Walking Dead, as I'll talk about 400 Days in Season 2 a little later on. But intermingling with The Walking Dead the first season, I started doing my own Minecraft Let's Play. Recorded there was 3 episodes of an actual single player survival series that I did, and then went on to because about April, I got, end of March, start of April, I got accepted to Mongoose Country, which is the server I currently play on. It's about the only thing I actually do in Minecraft these days still, because I just love the Mongoose Country server. It's got a really amazing community of people who are my friends, and I get to talk to them, and then I get to build these things and then submit them to server Saturdays, which I've been on a couple of them, and just hear Potato go around talk about them. And obviously, because I'm a Tater Tot or a Mongoosite or whatever, a Team Mongoose fan, I've sent them stuff when they used to have a PO box, and spent some amount of money on them just because it's literally the best fandom I'm in. I absolutely love all the videos Potato puts up, and Dole puts up, and not many of the Team Mongoose members put up videos as much anymore as they sometimes did. They used to have Ryan and Alex put up stuff, but Guess still puts up stuff occasionally. He's sort of more the vlog style guy rather than gameplay, but still, he's awesome and amazing, isn't it? It's like, I get to call them my friends. Like, I know Josh, he's my buddy now, and it's like, it's just incredible. So yeah, and I played on them and made some epic builds. And I did I did one episode where I was just going through the Nether and got on that, and then I did the weekly update things on my build Santa Frex for a good while, until the extra story started really messing up. I don't know why. Just got a pain to record Minecraft, because I had to re-record each clip 7 or 8 times just to get an episode. It went from being like 20 minutes long to like 4 minutes. I was just like, at that point I just gave up because it was so much effort to just get a 4-minute video of me recording it like 7 or 8 times. I was just like, when the first recording I'm all like excited and explaining everything, and then by the end of the last recording I'm just like, I keep recording these, I hate this sort of type thing. And then apparently my Minecraft Let's Plays got pretty popular, a couple of them. I then went a couple months ago recorded another episode of it, which didn't do so well, but like I've made a playlist. Like on the screen right now you probably see pictures and stuff. There'll be a link to each of the playlists of the games I'm talking about, or a link to the video I'm talking about. And then also during that time I started Indie Fridays, where I first played Little Inferno. There's only one episode of existence of Little Inferno because I then went on to stream and complete that game. But I recorded Little Inferno, which had just an amazing design, but that video had like the background music, which you probably can hear right now if I leave it in, of Portal 2, because I'm like, I've not recorded Portal 2 in a while. It's a good game to just have the music in the background of, maybe something else to just fill your ears, possibly. I might have it really low, but I don't know. But I didn't change the sound for that recording, and I tried to turn it down in Vegas, I think, a bit. But still, it's like that game had an incredibly loud sound, and my voice was like was not as upable. And then I started editing sounds and stuff. Like I've learned a lot through just video editing in the past year. After The Walking Dead, I went on to record The Cave, which showed my love of Double Fine games, which I've sort of picked up more recently with other games, which I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video. But The Cave was just an absolutely fantastic game. It was a more indie style game, because I mean, I don't know, Double Fine's a quite a well-known company, but still, it was indie-ish, because I don't think as many people has played The Cave as should be, because it's a fantastic game. It's got a really interesting narrative where you select 3 characters and take them through this cave and learn about them. And I did like 2 full playthroughs of it, because there's like 7 characters you can choose from, so I did 3 and then 3, and then I went on and played another one all by myself, which I didn't record, to see the twins, because I did, was it the Knight, the Scientist, wait, no, it's Knight, Adventurer, Monk, Scientist, Time Traveller, and Hillbilly was the people I recorded. I didn't record the twins, which are the kids, and they all had different stories. Like each one had a little environment to themselves. So the Knight, you had to face a dragon and save a princess type thing, and that was just genius and funny. And the Adventurer was raiding a tomb, an Egyptian tomb. The Scientist was doing nuclear stuff. The Monk was trying to gain knowledge and stuff. The Hillbilly, it was a carnival. The Time Traveller, which was probably one of the best ones, split between dinosaurs, like modern-ish day one and the future, I believe. No, yeah, and there's like future museum type place, I think. It was all very interesting, and then the twins were their own home and stuff. But that was great. And then, like I said, Indie Friday started with Little Inferno, and then it carried on with Home, which was a 2-episode series. That was one of the shortest games I recorded, where you're a guy trying to get home you're exploring this world, and it's like you see people are dead and stuff, and you're just like, oh, did you kill them? Type deal. It's incredibly interesting, and it's very simplified graphics like stuff, but it's pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And then I started Shattered Haven, which then turned into a Let's Play, which I then stopped because I got stuck on it. But that had some of the awesome music, and you use these portals to go to these little challenge areas, which you had to go and complete and stuff. So there's that. And then I did one episode of a game that I absolutely used to love and I no longer play, and I have completely uninstalled it from my computer now because I just didn't play it anymore. It got replaced with Minecraft, which I still love. I've already talked about Minecraft, but you know, I've been playing Minecraft for 2.5 years now, and most of the time, I've had a couple of breaks, but it's pretty much always been my go-to game when I'm bored. But yeah, I recorded an episode of League of Legends, which was difficult because the X-Tree didn't work in recording League of Legends, so I actually used XSplit to stream it, and I recorded it, and then I couldn't edit it because of the file format, so I just uploaded the raw footage, and actually it's doing pretty well right now. It's heading towards like 40 views or something, I don't know. It was not many views, and people discovered it over time, I reckon. But yeah, it did that. And also, I did a game called Chivalry. I did one Let's Play on that, and then that spawned the Manly Man Montage, which is a series. Well, it's a series of like a montage of doing epic stuff where I'm not really epic, and I died a lot in Chivalry, but it then spawned to Killing Floor, which is a game that Begetter got me. I did, I think, 3 episodes in Killing Floor, and one of them was a Manly Man Montage. And I might have done another Manly Man Montage in Killing Floor, I'm not sure. Did I? I know I did 2 in Chivalry, which I both sucked at quite a lot. And then I did another one like 2 months ago in Ace of Spades. But yeah. But that took a bit more effort in recording that, because I recorded a game or 2 and then split up the clips just to record just awesome gameplay. So usually I could do it like a half an hour recording and take it down to like 10 minutes or so. But yeah, that was quite fun. And then Portal came along, which is one of my favourite games. It stands to test that it is my favourite game-ish, because I've still got Portal 2 installed, although I can't find it in my programs list anyway to uninstall it if I wanted to. I've always wanted to do a cooperative Let's Play of Portal 2, but I've never found anyone to record it with. I was going to do it with Sarah months ago, and then that fell through because we broke up and had a break and whatever else. We didn't have the time. I was going to do it with someone else, and that didn't happen. I don't know whether I can do it on my own, because I'm pretty sure you need someone to do it with you, unless you can have an AI with you. I've never tried it, and that's the thing. But yeah, if anyone ever wants to record Portal 2 co-op with me, just hit me up on YouTube or Twitter, and I'll see. Because I would still love to do it, you know. Still one of my favourite games, Portal and Portal 2. Portal was the 4-episode one, which just is amazing. I love the puzzle aspects of it. I mean, I love puzzle games, really. I've done a number of indie puzzle games and stuff, but it's just letting me think through these things and doing these things is awesome. And then between Portal and Portal 2, I recorded 400 Days of The Walking Dead, which I had the issues with the screen size, but I love 400 Days. It was a really interesting story of these couple, having a look at these snapshots of these couple of characters' lives and how then they all came together at the motel pit stop gas station type place, and they had an interesting story. Each of them had interesting stories, and a couple of them had really tough decisions, like the season 1 did. It was awesome. And then obviously Portal 2 came, which was a longer series than Portal 1, and just advanced the Portal series so much, and I loved it. It was so much better. It's like, how could you beat Portal, and they somehow managed to beat Portal. It's amazing and stuff. I've already talked about Killing Floor, which was the next game on my list, but that was the zombie killing game, like zombie horde game, which was a lot of fun, really. And then Antichamber came out after Portal, because it's again another puzzle game. It's slightly different, where you had to manipulate cubes with your gun instead of making portals, and you had so much to explore in that game. It's just so bright and colourful, and it was interesting and stuff, and you the stories told through them posters on the walls and stuff. It's pretty good. Then another game that got me enjoyed the sort became another indie plays type thing, where I did 3 episodes of it, and it was like the wave type thing where you had to take over these robots, kill all the other robots in the level and stuff. And it only checkpointed after every 10 levels or something like that, and that's why I stopped it, because I get so far and then get to like level 8 or 9, die, and then have to redo all of it, and it just became challenging. I was actually going to stream that at one point, but it never happened. And then the next story-based game was I Am Alive, which was so interesting, because you played as this father who's in like this post-apocalyptic world where I don't know, nuclear bombs has gone off, or this dust clouds that have settled all over New York City. So when you go down to the ground, you have a certain amount of breath and stamina and stuff that you have to walk through, and then you climb up to regain your breath. And you had to look after this kid and get her back to her parent and mum, I think. That was it, and save her and then get them out of the city stuff. And you get these video logs of you recording to talk to your daughter and wife, I think. It was just a really interesting game, and it's, again, it was more survival, and you had to go. There wasn't like a big amount of enemies. You had to kill some humans to get through the stuff, but it's like it was more the environment was the enemy rather than actual people. I mean, there was some of it, people in there, but you know, it was just incredibly interesting take on post-apocalyptic worlds and stuff. And after that, I did Mark of the Ninja, which again is probably one of the funniest games I've played through. It's that 2D sky scroller where you play as a ninja going from one side to the other, and you're investigating these drug running guys I targeted your village to try and destroy it, and you're going after them, and then you realise your actual masters against you, and you're a ninja who's the only guy who's allowed to get these ink marks which give you special abilities, and you do all these stealth kills and stuff, and it was amazing. It's like a really interesting art style that had some really cool music. Then there's just some difficult parts with the lasers and stuff, but it's like you had to stealth your way through the levels and stuff, and it's pretty fun. And then I did that one episode of the Strat Guy in Rome 2. It was just a joke / parody which didn't pick up, unfortunately. I just thought of this joke and I'm like, that's an amazing joke, I'm actually gonna do it. So it's like, it was a parody of like some guy who's really good at strategy games. Well, some guy who's pretending he's really good at strategy games to teach people how to play a strategy game, but actually he really sucks and doesn't know what he's doing, sort of thing, which is sort of ish. I mean, I'm a bit better than him at the strategy game. I still got Room 2 installed, but I've not played it since ages ago, back in September, just because I don't have the time. But yeah, I got that game in because of my brother, who is like the strat guy. He's amazing at the strategy games. I'm not saying it's Korean amazing, but you know, it's pretty good. And then after Mark of the Ninja 3, probably one of my favourite games that I've played for the channel so far, Swords and Sorcery, just because it had that amazing music direction, and you just go through and you're fighting like the bear and the walls and this evil sorcerer guy to get the Trigon, which is a bit like the Triforce. It's just this 2D epicness of 8-bitness retro type thing, but it's awesome. I loved it. And then Dust and Elysium Tale came, and now it's just so fun as well. I mean, it's that what is it? Like a hack and slash adventurous game where you just killed a load of people, and once this guy who was formed from 2 people, I think you played Dust, and he's just got that sword, and Fidget, who was adorable and stuff. And it's just so fun, and an incredibly interesting story to play through. And then the biggest series that I've done so far, Dead Space and Dead Space 2. The horror games, which I've known about them for years. I mean, Dead Space came back out in 2007, so it's a pretty 2007, 2008, and it's a pretty decent old game. It's just such a horror game. It didn't overly scare me, but a few bits in it did scare me, and it's like, and at that time I just been streaming Amnesia, and I'm like, Dead Space is a scarier game than Amnesia, just because it created the most amazing atmosphere and stuff. Like Dead Space 1 did it really well, and then Dead Space 2 carried it on. I mean, they had a bit more set pieces up of epicness, and combat was a little bit more intuitive and stuff. It was just a little easier than the first Dead Space, I felt. I mean, that's why I made the game on normal. It was piss easy, so I made the game a little harder, so I wasn't just strolling through it, getting a lot of ammo and stuff. I think that was the decision that I regretted a little later on, but you know, because it did get a bit challenging, but it was still great. And all of the story of it is just, he portrayed a guy who's crazy really well in Dead Space 2, and just having these dimension fits and stuff, and it's awesome. And it's just brilliant. And then Scribblenauts Unlimited came along, which is a very fun and creative game, which allowed me to just have a lot of fun collecting all these stars and making things. And again, I got that from Pagetta. He's really amazing. He gave me awesome games, and I've attempted to play through some of them, but that was the first game I've actually done of his, the one he's given me that I've done a full playthrough of, which is awesome. It was a lot of fun. And then just before I left for my Christmas holidays, I did the first episode of Series 2 of The Walking Dead, where you focused on Clementine, you play as Clementine. It's learning of her fate after she had to kill Lee in the end of season 1. It's just amazing. It's really interesting. Really started the series off well, and I've just recently gone through episode 2 and finished that, which you will see later today. The last episode of that and what happens is so interesting. I'm looking forward to the next episode to see what happens with that. It's just, I mean, it does have a little bit less gameplay than the first season did, but it's still keeping along with the interesting storyline that it's telling and stuff, and it's still got a really good art design and stuff. And then after Christmas, I started the Stanley Parable, which again I absolutely enjoyed just because of its narrative direction of having so many multiple endings and choices and stuff. And the narrator in the Stanley Parable is probably one of the best narrators ever. He's just an amazing voice actor, and it was just so funny to play that. And it's just, I really enjoyed the Stanley Parable. And then I did the short DLC quest series, which was again, it was an interesting game. It's fun. Worth a couple of quid to play through that, and just taking the fun of all the DLC that comes out for games, which is nice. And then after that, I did Bastion, which I thought was going to be a bit shorter game, and it wasn't. It was just so interesting and fun. You're trying to get all the shards to fix the Bastion and get that really difficult choice at the end to decide whether you reset the world or stick with the people you already know. And it was really fun and enjoyable, and had such a great story. And then the singer had that amazing voice run through it and stuff. And then I did Castle Crashes, which is a game that one of my friends has wanted me to record for a while. And that was a pretty fun game, although it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be, and it was a bit challenging. Didn't get any screenshots of that because I didn't want to get screenshots of that. But yeah, it was a decent game to go through, and I'm sure it'd be a lot better if I actually did it with other people, and would have a lot more fun with other people. But it's like, as always with multiplayer games, when you do it solo, you don't have as much fun as you could have with that. And then Costume Quest, which started my double fineness of greatness, and that was just an amazing game. I really enjoyed that, collecting all the candies and defeating the grubbings and stuff, and going through that. And certainly Double Fine at one of its best, and it's just so nice and awesome to play through that game. It kept me playing it for long periods of time. Like, I made episodes 50 minutes long just because I felt I've got to record these for these long periods of time instead of doing the half an hour stuff that I've been doing in the past, which pretty much has been what I've been doing for the last 3 games really, is these 50-minute episodes, just so I can show you guys the progress and the amazingness of the games and stuff. And then I did Psychonauts again, which is another Double Fine game. That was good. I mean, other than the crashing issues, because the PC port maybe it was a bit shit, and it's still a good game. It had a decent story and stuff, and everything, and the parkour jumping platform bits did annoy me towards the end, but other than that, it's a decent game. And then I did Gone Home just before the second episode of The Walking Dead, which again, it was a great game to play through. It just sucked with the issues that I had rendering out that game. It's so strange that I had so much issues with rendering out that game, and then did Walking Dead rendered out fine first time. Boom. But yeah, that's pretty much all the games I've recorded so far, and there's going to be many more to come. A new one I'm going to be recording tonight, which will get uploaded tomorrow and stuff. But yeah, I've just had so much fun. I've discovered these amazing games like Bastion and Costume Quest, which I would have done without either buying them to play through them or seeing some other YouTube play through them. I'm like, I want to do that kind of thing. And having these recommendations and just experiencing all this. And I've also streamed quite a few games in the past, and I do want to stream again, but I'm just too busy with uni work and stuff. But yeah, I just like to thank you for your support. For the past year, I've grown a bit in subscribers, but mainly it's through the views on these gameplay videos that I've grown. I've had like over 4,000 now views in the last year, just because of these gameplay videos going up and stuff, and it's just incredibly inspiring and stuff. And most of the time these days I have the good days where the recording goes fine and stuff. I mean, there was the dark days of the past when I was recording Minecraft where I just felt so shit because it kept buggering up, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting the effort in? And sometimes when I get a couple of views on episodes, I'm like, why am I doing this? What's the point? No one's actually watching these things. But you know, I still get that on my vlogs, but I'll still continue to record what I record, and you guys can watch them, or you don't have to watch them. It's up to you. I'm not forcing you to watch them. If you reckon you will enjoy it, you'll enjoy it. I hope you do. But yeah, I'd like to thank you for sticking with me for last year, and keep coming back for the next year. There's many more games to be recorded and experienced, and I'll show you my love for them and enjoyment of them, and talk about my interesting, not interesting life and stuff, as I always do in my videos. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Peace out, Girl Scouts.